Okay, moving right along to page 4. Okay, piece A is 6 3/4 by 11. Okay, Zuri has decided that he's going to be a really huge help right now. Aren't you, buddy? Hey, are you such a huge help? Yes, you're such a huge help. Yes, you are. I know you're upset that Mommy's working. Okay, you get 30 seconds around that. Your 2 B pieces are going to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. Your 2 C pieces will be 5 by 9 7/8. And you will need 4 D pieces, and they will measure 4 3/4 inches across, 6 1/4 long, 4 of those, and then 2 E pieces that are squares at 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Okay, now my handsome little guy, you have to, I need my scoreboard, I need room. Come here, buddy. Okay, get your scoreboard. And score piece A at half on the 6 3/4 inch side. And then we're going to turn it a 1/4 turn. And we're going to flip it over. Okay, so the 1/2 inch section that you just did is now showing the mountain side, and it's at the top. Okay, and now this is important that this, sometimes it doesn't matter, but it's important that it's at the top this time. Now we're going to score it again at 2 1/8, 2 1/4, 6 5/8, and 6 3/4. Okay? So that's your A piece. Your B pieces will both be scored at half on the 6 1/2 inch side. Your C pieces are going to be scored at half on the 5 inch side. Everybody still with me? All 4 of your D pieces will be scored at half on the 4 3/4 inch side. Okay, and lastly, your E pieces, score them at half on either side because it's a square, so you can have it whichever way you want it as long as one side is scored at half. Okay, so do that with both of them. And guess what we do next? You got this. You know this. Get your score tape. Here we go. Okay. You don't really need to watch me do this, do you? I think you got this. So 1/2 inch section on every one. The only one that has anything funky is A. So just put score tape along. We're going to do some fancy stuff with A. So actually just leave A alone, put score tape on all the rest of them and my other corners, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've got all the rest of the pieces, the score tape on the 1/2 inch section, the corners are mitered, I folded and creased already. So all of those are done. Easy peasy. Now we've got our A piece. So what we're going to do with our A piece is we are going to cut, make sure that the long 1/2 inch section, or the only 1/2 inch section, is on the left hand side. We're going to cut out the top and the bottom parts of that 1/2 inch section. Okay, so we are going to cut to the second score line, so the 5/8 score line. And then we're going to cut in from the bottom. And we're again going to go to the second score line from the bottom. So the 5/8 one. Okay? And then the center part on the valley side, we are putting the score tape. And then we are going to miter those two corners. Okay, so it looks like that. And now we can fold and crease all of our score lines. And I know it seems really kind of like piddly and annoying to do such a small little gusset, but it really makes a difference, trust me. You will thank me later, even though I know it's a pain to fold them right now. But when you're putting things together, just that little bit really makes it so things close so much nicer. Okay, and then do the other side. It is kind of a pain though, I know. But it's worth it. Okay, so now we've got all of our pieces. So that's what that one looks like. Alright, so those are all of our pieces. Now we are going to first adhere your B pieces inside of A. So you've got A, the 1/2 inch section with the score tape is on the left hand side. We're going to take our two B pieces and we are going to adhere them in the center on the left and the right. Okay, so they will fit in here perfectly. So there's one. And then the other one goes on the opposite side. Alright, there we go. And now we'll grab, so set that aside for just a sec. And now bring your base page back in. So we're on page 4, so we've just finished that. So flip it over. Tie-back pieces are on the right now. And your piece C, so your first piece C, is going to go on the right side of your base page, and the other piece C is going to go on the left. So one on the right hand side, and then the other on the left hand side. Okay, now make sure those two C pieces are open, and then we'll work with the D's. So, one of the D's is going to go on the top right left hand side of the left C. Okay, so this is the left C piece. It's going to go on the top left-hand side of it. And then the second C piece is going to go on the left-hand bottom part of C. The same C that you just worked on. So they're going to overlap. Okay, so you've got one D piece here and one here. So they fold over top of each other. Just reinforce the crease there. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing, but on the opposite side. And so one of them is going to go at the top, and then the last D piece will go at the bottom right of the right B piece. Okay? So you've got perfect. Now the E pieces are going to go, so one is going to go on the right side of your left C piece. So, okay, so you've got the one E piece over your left C pieces, and now we're going to do the opposite on this side. So close your two D pieces that are on the right hand side, and we are going to put this E piece centered. Try and make it even with the one on the other side. Pretty much perfect. Alright, so there we go. So that goes over that, and that goes over that. And now we are going to add our last piece, which is that AB piece that we did at the very beginning. This one here. So now this, we've got the score tape over here. We are going to put this whole right section over top of the left, and then the AB piece is going to attach in the center on the left-hand side. Okay, so in the center, centered top to bottom, left-hand side. And so it opens to the side like that. And now we need to add a whole bunch of magnets. So first, we're going to close the flap of A to itself. Okay, so you can also, if you didn't want to use a magnet here, you can use a swing tab as well. That would work too, but I'm going to use a magnet. You can use both. Okay, so that's that. Now we need magnets closing the AB onto the right CDE. So it's bulky, so I'm going to put two sets of magnets here. Okay, so two magnets on that piece of score tape, two magnets on that piece of score tape. Complete the sandwich with your score tape bread. I don't know if that's a weird way to think of it, but it kind of helped me in the beginning. Sandwich them between. And close that up. There we go. Now we need magnets from the right CDE to the left. Okay, so that's that. Okay, and now open them up, and magnets on the E pieces here. Okay, so I just wanted to recap the magnet action for page 4. So we've got the A flap to the rest of A. We've got this AB section to the right CDE. We've got the left CDE to the right CDE. Now, I just wanted to point out that in the PDF part of the tutorial, I start with the right side on top of the left, and at some point without realizing it, I switch to have the left one on top. And that's how I ended up cutting my pattern paper, so I'm going to stick to that. But it completely doesn't matter. It makes no difference which side is on top. It still works exactly the same way. So you choose. I hope I didn't confuse you. So it's completely up to you. You choose which side you want on top. And then I've also got the E pieces closing down onto the top D's on either side, and then I added 2 extras closing this right CDE down to the base page. Those aren't really necessary. It was just an added extra couple magnets. I was on a roll. Okay, so now I'm going to get my pattern paper all inked up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got a little bit of the paper on. I didn't want to, there's a lot of pieces, so I didn't want to make you wait for every single piece. So on the front, one of the cut aparts, so the adventure begins, and then the stripes, and then inside I've got some a journaling spot, and that signature paper, that's my favorite paper, and then we've got some stripes on the inside. Oops. Okay, down we go. Okay, and then on the inside I've got the blue stripes again on this side. And then on the inside, so blue on either side, coral in the middle. Okay, and then the orange here, I've got that one down. The magnet shouldn't be there. Okay, and then this piece. I realized that I don't think I even used this, I didn't really use this pattern because I loved this one so much that I think I used all of this pattern. I don't think I used the back. So it's so hard sometimes because I love both sides and it's really hard to decide which one to choose. Part of me almost prefers the pattern paper that's only one-sided because then there's no decision-making process. These papers are all so gorgeous, it's really hard sometimes. Okay, perfect. So on the inside, I just did, this is one of the sheets of plain cardstock that I got to coordinate. And then I've got the coral stripes, blue stripes. So that's what I went with. It's exactly the same on this side. I just haven't glued it all down yet. Okay, 3 more pieces. Probably gonna run out of adhesive and have to change it before those 3 pieces are done. Yeah, I'm about to run out of adhesive. Okay, I'm just gonna change it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got those last 2 pieces on, the stripes and the blue. So it just mirrors the opposite side. And just like that. And it is a little bit bulky. The magnets almost don't do what they're supposed to. Alright, so that's what you should end up having. And now we will move on to page 5.